Welcome to Groups this week. As a church, we exist to help all people become fully devoted followers of Jesus. And we believe doing life together is a crucial part of that journey. Now, during this time, we're going to unpack and dig deeper into the sermon we've heard this past week. Let's dive in as we continue to grow in our faith, knowledge, and love of Jesus together. Well, hello, everyone. Daniel here with Cam. Before we get going, I just want to put on all of you who on your radars for all of you who are watching, is that this is going to be our last video discussion for the summer. We'll kick back off in September, but from after this video until the end of the summer, we're just going to be taking a break from the video discussions. Although we will have the PDF discussion guide available for your groups to go through if you're still meeting on a weekly basis.
Nice.
But anyways, Cam. We're still on our Luke series.
Yeah.
And this past
And only in chapter 8.
And only in chapter 8. We got a long way to go.
Long way.
But I've really been enjoying it. I'm sure you have as well. But
For sure.
This past week, you're preaching on Luke 8, chapters 16 to 18, which is a lamp on a stand. And so this is kind of the continuation of the parable of the sower, where Jesus is speaking to the masses coming to see him, right?
Yeah.
And he's basically telling them, hey, if you got ears to hear, let them hear.
Yeah.
And so now we're on this other parable of him talking about a lamp on a stand. And so maybe could you kind of tell us, like, what is he trying to get at here? Like, or what's going on here?
Yeah,
perhaps?
for sure. Well, he's kind of switching metaphors at this point, right?
Yeah.
So he's gone from like a farming metaphor, which like, once again, in this agrarian society, a lot of people would grasp and understand.
Yeah.
And now he's moving from outside the house, right? All these people who work outside the house involved with farming to now inside the house. And he begins talking about light, right? He's talking about light. And this is something that every human being in that day would have understood in the same way we do. We've got lights in our home to be able to have light in late at night or early in the morning or in those dark corners of our household. And he's using this illustration to try and help us to see something. And he says, like, no one takes a lamp and then, like puts it under a bed or covers it with a bowl. And this may seem like a really obvious thing for Jesus to say, but I think there's an added layer of context here. And I want us to think about like leaving lights on and when we are not using them. Or I want us to think about placing a lamp like in a closet that is just for storage and leaving it on 24/7. We would never do that. Why? Because it's a waste, right? To cover it up, it's a waste. And in their day, oil was highly expensive.
Yeah.
So no one would be burning a lamp, burning oil, burning shekels, money, right? In that day, and then put it under a bed.
Yeah.
That's completely... It doesn't make any sense. Or cover it with a bowl. No, you're going to put on a lampstand. You're going to allow that light to have the most amount of reach possible to light up as much of the room as we possibly can. Yeah. Because this is valuable. This is expensive. And this is where the illustration begins to change, right? And he goes, like, elsewhere, like in here, he's kind of giving this illustration. But if we were to go to, like, Jesus' Sermon on the Mount in Matthew, right? He says, like, in the same way, let your light shine before men. Let your light shine before others, right? And that's, I think, the concept and idea he's getting at here is like as Ephesians chapter 5 says this, verse 8, you once were full of darkness, but now you have the light of the Lord. So live as children of light. Yeah. And it's the same idea. Listen, you once were full of darkness, but now you have this light within you. So now live as children of light, like show that light. Let your light shine before men in order that they may glorify your Father who's in heaven, right? Like it's like this is what Jesus is getting at here in this initial first statement. Yeah. Then it starts to get a little bit weird. Yeah. Do you want to highlight the second part of the portion here? Like
I mean, first of all, that's a really great analogy of like you light a light in like a closet and then close it. I never thought of it that way. That's incredible, man.
That's silly, right? Yeah.
But I guess in verse 18, right? Yeah. Like he says, like, consider carefully how you listen. And it kind of seems like an unusual thing for Jesus to emphasize, although in the context it isn't really unusual because he's already yelling at these guys like, guys, listen up. You need to hear this stuff.
Totally, yeah.
But I guess maybe when he's saying saying it in this parable, like, what does he mean by that? And why is the way we listen so important?
Yeah. So this particular line here, like, I'll just read it out.
Yeah.
It says, "For all that is secret will eventually be brought into the open, and everything that is concealed will be brought into the light and be made known to all. So, pay attention to how you hear. To those who listen to my teaching, more understanding will be given, but for those who are not listening, even what they think they understand will be taken away from them." So, like, when I read this, I'm like, this is kind of ominous a little bit, right? Like, everything in the dark will be revealed, right? And I actually do think sometimes we, like, live a little bit in, like, happy, clappy Christianity, and we do actually need to have a little bit of, like, there is a tone here where Jesus is like, hey, listen, you got stuff hidden in your closets.
Yeah.
One day the light is going to shine there.
Yeah.
It will be revealed. And there is, like, a warning here, right? Where he's saying, like, hey, get your stuff into the light before someone discovers the skeleton in the closet, right? I think, right? It's like, it's a continuation of this light illustration, right?
Yeah.
Like, where, like, Ephesians, Paul talks about in chapter 5, he's like, this light exposes darkness for what it is, right? And I think Jesus is getting at this here. And so allow the Holy Spirit into your life and begin to listen to what he is saying. Because he's trying to lead us in repentance before we have repercussions, like far bigger repercussions, right?
Yeah, man.
And it is a continuation. Like you said, he's like, anyone who has a ear to hear, listen to my teaching. If we were to go back to the Sermon on the Plain, he says, like, he's talking about building your life on the firm foundation, right? And he's like, and he says these words, maybe I'll just turn to it quickly. Because I think it really will summarize what we're getting at here. He says, do you want to know what, like, someone's life looks like who's, like, built their life on the rock? He says, I will show you what it is like when someone comes to me, listens to my teaching, and then follows it. It is like the person building a house who digs deep and lays the foundation on solid rock, right? And so he's once again, he's giving us this command, like, Daniel, we need to listen. Yeah. Like, really listen. And I think that's a challenge for you and for me. Like, there's a difference between hearing and listening. And I think when Jesus is talking about listening, he's talking about those who hear, like what he said here, right? I'll show you what it's like when someone comes to me, listens to my teaching, and then follows it. Come, listen, follow. And I think this is what he's inviting us into today, right? In this, he's saying, like, let's really deeply consider and listen and follow. Because if we do, he's going to reveal to us a life that is so much better, that is so much bigger, that is so much more fulfilling than the ones in which we're operating. And I think, just to conclude, he's saying what I'm offering, like, if you really listen to me here, is so much better than what religion is offering you. Is so much better as what the world is offering you. Like, I'll reveal stuff to you that's just gonna be like, right? But you have to listen. You have to listen. And it's a really, it's a powerful warning, I think, for us, right? And also an invitation. It's a warning and an invitation, right? So anyway, there's so much in this text, guys. I'm already preaching a sermon on it. But I think there's lots for us to discuss here this week in light of this little portion of this parable, right? So
that's great, Cam. No, I appreciate you sharing, and I'm learning as you're speaking to me as well, man. There's so much incredible imagery there about light shining in the darkness, right? But I think that's enough for them to discuss. So we'll leave you guys with that. We hope you have a lovely discussion. And again, reminder, this will be our last video discussion for the rest of the summer. And then we'll continue back in September. All right. See you guys.
Awesome. So good.
Hope you enjoyed the teaching today. If you're wanting to follow along with the community group's discussion guide with your group, you can head to cachurch.ca/media, where you can find the discussion guide. Not only are there questions there related to the sermon, but there's also prayer prompts that relate to the passage or the topic that we were talking about, and practices that you can, on an individual level or a group level, begin integrating into your life to not only bring the knowledge into your mind, but to begin living it out.